LeBron is now an MVP favorite in some sports books. LeBron has played every single game, averaging 25.2, 7.9 rebounds, and 7.4 assists. Big Perk joining the show. And Perk, I actually want to start with you on this one for a change. Tell me this, how should we feel about LeBron being pegged as the MVP favorite?
I mean, it's appropriate. Just look at what he's doing. Forget the fact, Molly, that, you know, it was a short turnaround for us, the offseason, that he played and won a championship, didn't have time to give his body rest, and haven't took a single game off at the age of 36 years old in year 18 with a million minutes on his body. Forget all that. The fact of the matter is, and no disrespect to Joel Embiid, because he's playing at level. No disrespect to Big Joker, Big Jokic down there in Denver, because he's playing at the MVP level. No disrespect to Luka and Paul George and Kevin Durant. But right now, what happened was we got caught up as being prisoners of the moment, including myself. And guess what? We could thank Jason Hillman in the front office of the Cleveland Cavaliers for waking us up again, because he poked the bear the other night, and LeBron James had to give us a friendly reminder of who the hell he was and what type of season he's having. Here it is, this man is averaging 25 points a game, almost 8 rebounds, almost 7.5 assists. And guess what? They have the best record in the NBA, the number one defense in the NBA. And by the way, guess who's the number one defender in guarding their opponent? LeBron James. So he's delivering on both sides of the floor. And Molly, Steven, Max, this is what I was saying last year when we was debating about him and Giannis. We get caught up, especially you, Max, we get caught up in those analytics. We get caught up in PR and all that stuff that don't even matter. And we determine who our MVP is. Instead of sitting in front of the television, keeping a cool booty, and watching the game with our eyes and watching who has the effect on the game. And looking at what I saw the other night and what he did against the Cleveland Cavaliers, this goes to show me the separation between him and a guy like Giannis. While Giannis is standing in the corner in the fourth quarter, watching Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday take over the game when it's a possession by possession, LeBron James is saying things like, get the hell out the way and let me go for 21 in the fourth and carry us to victory. So with that being said, let me apologize to LeBron James for not even recognizing him and taking him for granted like we have done over the past 2 decades, when he should have been winning MVPs multiple years. But at the end of the day, he should be a favorite in a lot of people's eyes, because what he's doing right now for the Los Angeles Lakers is phenomenal.
Well, he's among the favorites. I wouldn't say that I'd make him my MVP right now, but understand, I'm the dude saying MVP shouldn't even be given out until the end of the entire season, not just the regular season. Because what we've seen from LeBron in the regular season is he fits in among the top players in the league. Then when the games are most important, we separate everybody and we see what's what. And LeBron is the last man left standing. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about favorite for regular season MVP. And Perk, everything you said about LeBron is true, and he's great too. Of course, he's coming off a 46-point game, 21 in the second half. Joel Embiid hasn't played last couple games. So it's 18 games for LeBron, best record in the league, 14 games for Embiid, best record in the conference. But I still say Embiid is the MVP so far in this regular season. Now, Embiid, not only, you talk about PER and all that stuff, he's leading the league, Perk. Embiid has those numbers, and all PER is you're taking all the stats people like to cite and you're putting them all together. Embiid is up ahead. Well, I mean, you'll say when you say he scored 46 points, when you use PER, it's just another better stat than he scored 46 points. But that's not the point. You eyeball it and see Embiid's been a monster. On defense, I think Embiid's probably been the best defensive player in the league this year. And while what LeBron's doing is more impressive because of his age, right? But we're not talking about his entire career. We're talking about right now. Look at what Embiid is, what he's done, and now take him off the team, right? Those games he missed doesn't affect their record in the conference. They're still leading the conference. But when he doesn't play, They're losing to the worst team in basketball by a lot. They're getting blown out by bad teams without Embiid. And to top it all off, guys, when you talk about impressive, Embiid is doing this in an era where it's almost impossible for a big to do it. You know, a big is not one of the problems with Giannis is he's really a big. He needs another dude who's as good as him, but not a big to win. Embiid is a big who's doing everything. He's doing it all, and he has all those traditional big skills along with new age big skills. So far this year, if I had to vote for MVP, it would go to Joel Embiid.